Hey guys, welcome to Red50. Thank you for tuning into another video. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on a future video. So in today's video, we've got some big news for the Chevy Corvette Z06. If you didn't know, the Chevy Corvette Z06 was just revealed to the public last week, and today we finally have some performance numbers such as a quarter-mile times due to a leaked marketing display. Today we'll be discussing the quarter-mile times that were just leaked for the Chevy Corvette Z06, which, mind you, is absolutely amazing, and what it means for the competition. Hint, hint, not good. Alright, so I want to start off by giving you a brief on the Chevy Corvette Z06 in case you missed the reveal last week, which, by the way, I do encourage you to watch the official Chevy reveal on the GM website to get more information on an absolutely stunning Chevy Corvette Z06. C8 Corvette has been out for almost 2 years now, and it has been a very highly anticipated car up until its release. And since it's been out, it's been a very hot car, and it's very hard to get. Now, granted, there are some chip shortages and all the issues that are being experienced by the current car manufacturers. C8 Corvette is just hard to get. There are dealers with waiting lists up to a year or 2 years, depending on the package that you want. And people who were lucky enough to get the base Corvette are able to flip them off for like $20,000-$30,000 in profit, which is crazy just because of how hot this car is. So naturally, when the C8 Corvette came out 2 years ago, the rumors about the C8 Z06 started popping up everywhere. There were rumors that it might be electric car or with the electric motors. There were rumors that it might go all-wheel drive and all sorts of rumors, but we just did not have anything concrete. Well, Chevy took that away last week and finally revealed what the C8 Z06 is going to be. Believe it or not, that Chevy did not actually decide to go for the electric motors in the Z06 version. Maybe they're saving that trick up for the ZR1 or the Zora, which may be the final version of the C8 Corvette. So Chevy decided to go with a 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8 making 670 horsepower, and get this, revving up to 8,600 RPM. That is absolutely unheard of for a Corvette, and I'm very excited to see what this Corvette is going to do on the streets. Also, not to mention that this 5.5 liter naturally aspirated V8 is going to be featuring a flat plane crank as opposed to the regular one. And mind you, the FBC is normally found in exotic cars, and even the Shelby GT350 has it, which makes it sound absolutely amazing. And some of the sound clips I've heard on the C8 Z06 sound absolutely exotic. You wouldn't believe it's coming from an American supercar. Not to say that's a bad thing, but it's very impressive what Chevy has done with their Corvette platform. I mean, going mid-engine on its own is a huge accomplishment for Chevy, and being able to sell that Corvette for the price point that's at. And now they're taking it up to naturally aspirated V8, making almost 700 horsepower. This has to be one of the most or highest output that a naturally aspirated V8 has put out without any turbos or superchargers. Okay, so now let's talk about the quarter-mile times on the C8 Corvette Z06. So now when the C8 Corvette was released last week, the Chevy did say that they're going to be able to get the C8 Z06 to do 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds, which is very impressive. But the base Corvette with the Z51 package does the 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. Corvette's mid-engine layout gives it tremendous advantage over its competitor that are just rear-wheel drive with the engine in the front. So the Corvette is able to achieve these times because the mid-engine layout, there's no traction issues, and it's just able to launch very effectively. However, obviously, as you get to 60 and up, the advantage kind of seems to wear off. So with the C8 Z06, I'm kind of excited to see what it's going to do after the 60 mark, which would play into the quarter-mile time. So with the crazy drivetrain that the Corvette Z06 is going to have, like we just mentioned, it's going to be able to do 0 to 60 in 2.6, like I said, but the quarter-mile time in 10.6 seconds, which is absolutely fast. I mean, quarter-mile time in 10.6 seconds for a car that's probably going to start under 100K. This is pretty much becoming like the GTR, where it was like a supercar killer, and now Corvette looks the part as well. It's got the mid-engine layout and looks very sleek as opposed to the traditional rear-wheel drive layout that it previously had. Now, just to keep things in perspective, that the Corvette Z06 number with the quarter-mile time being 10.6 seconds, the C7 Z06, which made 650 horsepower and 650 foot-pound of torque, was able to do the quarter-mile time in about 10.9 seconds. This is 0.3 seconds quicker. I know it doesn't sound a lot, but those of you who do know performance, once you get into 10s or even 11s, even shaving off a couple tenths of seconds is not that easy, but Chevy is able to achieve it without a problem. Like I said, it has to do with the mid-engine layout, the 20 horsepower increase on the C8 Z06 compared to C7 Z06, and of course the 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, which shifts very quick from what I've seen in the videos. I've yet to drive it, but from what I've seen in the videos, it's absolutely amazing. I know a lot of purists were upset that Chevy decided to go mid-engine on their Corvette, and it just kind of took away from the heritage of the Corvette, but I'm glad that the Chevy was able to go mid-engine for the Corvette because it truly unlocks a lot of potential for the platform. The Shelby GT500, which is a rear-wheel drive, making 760 horsepower, is able to do 0 to 60 in about 3.6 seconds and quarter mile in 11.1 seconds. These numbers are actually slower or comparable to a C8 Corvette, the base Corvette. The base Corvette will do 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds and a quarter mile in 11.1 seconds. So normally you would have the Z06 versus Shelby GT500 and maybe a regular Mustang GT with some mods going against a base Corvette. But here, there's no competition. I mean, I love a Shelby GT500 myself, and that is my dream car. But when you're kind of going against these kind of numbers with C8 Corvette, it's very difficult to justify the Shelby GT500 tag. I mean, the price tag. Because C8 Z06 has amazing performance numbers. It looks amazing. So yeah, I'm truly glad that Chevy decided to go mid-engine platform because this truly unlocks the potential of the Corvette platform. And I'm excited to see what Chevy's going to be able to do with the ZR1 and Zora. I mean, there's rumor that there's going to be electric motors getting it close to 1,000 horsepower. I mean, in terms of competition, I mean, Shelby GT500 was the closest I could think of in terms of competition and price range. And as you can see, the numbers just speak for themselves. There's no way the GT500 stands a chance. Maybe in a roll race against a base Corvette, yes. But aside from that, with the Z06, unfortunately, I don't think GT500 stands a chance. And when you're comparing it against the exotics that are way above $100,000 or $150,000, Z06 is just going to take it just with their performance numbers. Yes, I know the Z06 is going to start around $90,000 or so MSRP, but we know with everything going on and just how the Corvette's prices have been, you're not going to be able to get that at MSRP. But just the fact that Chevy is able to produce a car like that and is able to sell it at that MSRP speaks volumes. Alright guys, that's about it on the C8 Z06 quarter mile time numbers. As we saw, it was absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see these on streets or even see some track footage and see how they really stack up against real world competition. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button, comment below what you think of these numbers, and always subscribe to Red 50 for more content.